Classic Restos, proudly brought to you by Shannons Insurance, Hare and Forbes Machinery House, Ryco Filters, Evans Waterless Coolants, and Pace Farm. Hello and welcome back to another New Zealand episode of Classic Restos here in Te Aroha. Te Aroha? Te Ohaha. Te Ohaha. Te Oraha. Not Te Aroha. Te Orahoa. It's thanks to Shannons. Ask about multi-policy discounts and sign up for the Shannons Club. Call 134646 for a quote and see more at shannons.com.au. And Hare and Forbes has the range. Buy online at machineryhouse.com.au. I'm sure I know these places. We've been here before. Te Ohaha. Did you bring the dog along? Just across from Pong, she dropped a whopper. Who did it? Does he care? No one does over it. Oh, this has to be close. Got to be close to drop a snot on his toast. We've done jobs here before. Near Kali Huyu, Kokimiki Tora. Just across from Didi. Why did you do it? What is it? What is it? I just can't seem to get the names of these New Zealand towns right. So this amazing regional town of New Zealand plays host once again to the incredible Te Aroha Cruise-In for 2017. So, everyone is back. A normal, sleepy New Zealand town nestled at the footing of the 952-metre high Mount Te Aroha, providing a backdrop is like a painting that all it needs is a frame to go around it. Te Aroha is home to around 4,000 people, escalated of course this weekend by the Cruise-In. It's home to the hot springs where you can enjoy your own private bath when some R&R is required. And the town has the Waiho River running through it, providing even more atmosphere to this incredible getaway country town, just 125 kilometres from Auckland Airport. And now it's time for the 10th anniversary of this Cruise-In. Yes, once again, Whitaker Street is closed off so hundreds of classics can invade and lace the town with some chrome, some class. Everyone catches up and just has a bloody good time. And this formula is what the Kiwis do so well. Well, here we are at the Kenwyn Rest Home and Hospital for the elderly people here in Te Aroha. And every year at the Cruise-In, we have devoted classic car enthusiasts that turn up and they get some of these elderly people into the cars with the help of the staff, and they take these people for a drive. What must this mean to them? They would wait for this every year. These are the cars that they have fond memories of, if not possibly even cars that I grew up with. It's another nice touch, and it happens every year here at the Cruise-In at Te Aroha. Okay, first cab off the rank this morning, or should I say first truck off the rank, we have Anja. Good morning.
Good morning, Fletch. How are you?
I'm great. You?
Pretty good. Yeah, it's going to be a good day.
Yeah, you guys must wait for this event.
Well, we've only just moved here 7 months ago, so we're really excited about being up in the parade for the first time today.
Yeah. Isn't it funny, you move to a new area, it doesn't take long before you find out where the great car shows are at.
There's plenty of them in the bush out here.
Yeah. Well, what a great place this is. You know, the Kiwis, as I always say, when it comes to car shows and events, really do a great job. It's the variety that you find here in New Zealand. Now, your truck behind us, it's got the patina look going on. What can you tell us about it?
Its nickname is Labour of Love. It was made for me by my husband from parts. It's a 1955 F100 with a 351 Cleveland in it.
How cool is that?
Yeah.
And speaking of John, his truck's parked in front here. So you guys, obviously you're into the trucks in a big way.
Yeah, and just as they are, we like them to look like they've been found in a barn and sitting there waiting for us.
So what's the deal, Anja? You get these things from the United States, and then you make sure, obviously, your cooling systems are spot on, your brakes are spot on. You keep the bodies original. Is that the plan?
Yeah, but there's a lot of hidden treasures underneath that when it's on the road you'll find out what it does. Yeah, it's a bit of a sleeper.
Yeah.
So, we've yet to put the two of them to the test together. Yeah. But they're pretty good trucks, pretty quick.
Isn't it amazing in modern times we see these old trucks, they look the way they do, yet they go so incredibly well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think some of these kids with their little rotaries today would be in for a bit of a shock.
Well, especially, you can put half a tonne in the back of it as well.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's a bit of a worry watching the fuel gauge go down.
Absolutely. Now, Anja, where does it go back with you? Now, obviously, was this truck thing, has it always been there with you, or is it something that's just come along later in life?
I've always been a hot rod girl. Not too settled on Ford or Chev, dare I say, but since I've met my husband, it's definitely Fords all the way. Yeah. He's always wanted trucks. Yeah. I think he sold his first one about 40 or 50 years ago to buy carpet for his first house. So it's been a bit of a thing that he's had to get back into it. Yeah.
Isn't it funny? You hear these stories of what blokes sold to put money into other areas and to think for carpet.
Yeah, for carpet.
Yeah.
It was his first wife and I still hear about it.
There you go. Yeah. Well, look, you and John, look, you've been hit with the Ford stick in a big way. Anja, thank you so much for being on today's show.
Thanks, Fletch. You have a great day while you're down here.
I will. At the 2017 Te Aroha Cruise-In. Did I say that right?
You did. Pretty good. Pretty close.
You're kidding me. I said it right.
It's actually Te Aroha. It's all right, Fletch. Next year you'll get it right.
Thought things were going too well.
I spend a lot of time out here. The RT Charger's the real deal. An E49. Remember A-Charger? I've always got projects on the go, so Shannon's laid-up cover helps protect my restorations. I'm Mopar through and through. It's a passion Shannon's understands. I wouldn't insure my cars and bikes with anyone else.
Shannons, insurance for motoring enthusiasts. Call 13 46 46 for a quote.
Evans waterless engine coolant. Simple to install and stays good for the life of the engine. Suitable for all engine types, Evans contains no water, eliminating corrosion, vapour pressure and overheating. With a boiling point of 190 degrees Celsius, there's no application or environment too extreme. evanscoolants.com.au. Water for drinking, Evans for cooling.
Australia's changed over the last 80 years, and Ryco Filters has changed with it. But one thing stayed the same: Ryco's commitment to develop and test all our filters under Australian conditions. Today, we're proudly celebrating our 80-year commitment to a design philosophy that ensures all oil, air and fuel filters meet or exceed vehicle manufacturers' specifications, delivering genuine quality and performance you can trust. Ryco Filters, the professional's choice.
Heron Forbes Machinery House has been family owned and operated for over 85 years, and it's easy to see why. And with a range like this, you cannot go wrong. Planning on welding? Look at these welding tables and clamps, air compressors and different air tools, sandblasting cabinets, through to spray guns. Everyone is welcome at Machinery House, and they're also open Saturday mornings. Their range of machine tools are workshop tested. There are competitive freight rates around Australia, and you can buy online at machineryhouse.com.au. So remember, Hare and Forbes has the range. Time now for a 1934 Ford, a 5-window coupe. How you doing, Jim?
Good, I'm really good. How are you, Fletch?
Good, mate. Good. Having a good day?
Yeah, it is so far, except for the weather.
Yeah.
You know?
That's nice though, isn't it?
Well, could be better, but yeah, it's all right.
Yeah, it's all good. And you've got a good car park space here too, Jim. Bit of space here going on the side of you?
Well, it's like my car, Fletch. It's a native to New Zealand, so am I. So we're on a bit of Maryland here. Understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's good. That's good. This is your land.
Yeah, well, it was first.
Yeah, my word, it was.
Yeah, that's all good.
Isn't that awesome? Now, Jim, I like your 34. Little Bird tells me you've got a few cars, but you've chosen to bring this one today. What can you tell us about it?
Well, I bought it 25 years ago. It was actually an old stock car body, and it was cut down the back and through, and I liked it, and it was at the right price. I bought it, and over a period of 5 years I've rebuilt it.
Yeah, right.
But I've got 12 other cars, and
12?
Yeah, 12 other cars, and it sat in the shed, and it was right at the back, it was all covered in dust, and I thought, well, I knew the show was on today, so I got out yesterday. like the brakes had seized up on it, so I fixed the brakes. But it's just a lovely old car to drive.
Yeah, is
It
it
really is.
good car to drive?
Oh yeah, it is. It's got 411 diff gears in it.
Yeah.
3-speed gear, but it's got a real hot flat motor in it, and it goes really well. You know.
All right, pleasure talking to you, Jim.
Same with you, Fletch.
That's right, and thanks for coming up to me here at Te Aroha.
Yeah.
Did I say that right?
Te Aroha. Te Aroha.
Te Aroha.
Yeah. And I'd like to say a shout out to all my married mates in Australia. If they see me and say, don't come home, bro. There's nothing there. Our country's getting overtaken. Stay where you are.
Good on you, mate. Good on you, Jim.
Okay, Fletch.
All right, nice chatting, mate.
Yeah,
and thanks
same
for
with you.
bringing out the Ford. Okay.
Yeah, okay, mate.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Time for Selwyn now. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks, Fletch, and I'm glad to see you in Te Aroha again.
They let me back.
They let you back, they have, yes, yeah.
There you go. I must be doing something right, eh?
You are. You certainly are.
Now, Selwyn, recently on Classic Restos, I covered the German Auto Show in Melbourne, and we spoke to Stuart with an original 1954 Barndoor. Now, an unrestored car, an incredible vehicle. You've got the same, but restored. This is absolutely amazing. What can you tell us about what you've done here?
Okay, this vehicle, when we bought it, was in a very bad state of affairs, very rusty. And it was one of those jobs where my son thought, no, we'll do this thing up because they are so rare. Being a 1954 split screen nicknamed Barndoor model. So about 2000, we dragged it in, and then he started working on it, and I got a lot of panels and parts from the UK. You can buy quite a few panels for them. And it's been a 10-year project of a restoration. My son Andrew did all the panel work, the painting, and I did all the mechanics on it. Yeah. And we got it re-VIN without any problem using the original number plates, which was fantastic at the time.
If there's a vehicle that is capable of growing on you, I think the Volkswagen mark in the classic realm would be there, because they're such a neutral brand. It doesn't matter if you're into your Fords, your Chevys, your Chryslers, your British cars. It seems as though everybody somewhere has a soft spot, especially for stuff like this.
Yes, Fletch, they have really. And this one is quite rare. It's, according to our records, it was in the original built-up shipment that came from Wolfsburg in Germany in 1954. Sold through Christchurch. We have the ownership papers for it still, so it's very, very authentic.
It's an absolute credit to you. When you first saw the car, did you think, oh goodness, I don't think we can do anything, that's too far gone? Did it cross your mind?
Oh, it certainly did, Fletch. It was at the time where you looked at it and you thought, "No, we'll stick it on the back of the scrap metal truck." It was that bad.
The poor Volkswagens. That's where a lot of them ended up there.
Oh, they did, Fletch. Yes, but no, it's been
either that or held up traffic.
Yeah, it's been a worthwhile project, though, Fletch.
So I love it. I really do, and I'm sure you're probably going to agree as well. Attention to detail every step of the way. The narrow tyres. I mean, we've just stepped back into 1954, Selwyn.
Yes, Fletch. Now, we wanted to keep it original. That's why it's running on your old cross-ply tyres, etc., and standard engine and all that. Yeah. Nothing's been changed.
That's amazing, mate. And as I just alluded to, stepping back into 1954, I wish I could go and buy lunch now at that same price back then.
Yes, Fletch, it would be great. Yeah, okay.
All right, good on you, Selwyn. It's a credit to your son as well. Well done, mate.
Thanks very much, Fletch. Thank you.
And this is the only 1954 Barndoor that's ever been on Classic Restos to host 2 steering wheels. Yes, Selwyn won the trophy at the VW Nationals at Wellington for his restoration, and I'm sure you'll agree, so rightly deserved.
We've always had a few cars. They're all special. The T-Bird.
Oh, that's mine.
The Kombi for when we want to get away. The XR8.
It's going to be a classic.
They're all insured with Shannons,
We've also got Shannons Home and Contents cover.
which helps protect our automotive collectibles, tools and memorabilia in the home and garage. If you're motoring enthusiasts like us, it's got to be
Shannons.
Shannons, insurance for motoring enthusiasts. Call 13 46 46 for a quote.
Australia's changed over the last 80 years, and Ryco Filters has changed with it. But one thing stayed the same: Ryco's commitment to develop and test all our filters under Australian conditions. Today, we're proudly celebrating our 80-year commitment to a design philosophy that ensures all oil, air and fuel filters meet or exceed vehicle manufacturers' specifications, delivering genuine quality and performance you can trust. Ryco Filters, the professional's choice.
If you have a restoration project, Hare and Forbes has the tools that you need. Look at these restoration products: shrinker stretchers, dollies, mallets, bead rollers, profile gauges, professional panel restoration kits, and so much more. Now I warn you, enter at your own risk because you will end up buying something. So come along to your Cap City store or browse and buy online at machineryhouse.com.au because Hare and Forbes has the range.
Evans waterless engine coolant. Simple to install and stays good for the life of the engine. Suitable for all engine types, Evans contains no water, eliminating corrosion, vapour pressure and overheating. With a boiling point of 190 degrees Celsius, there's no application or environment too extreme. evanscoolants.com.au. Water for drinking, Evans for cooling.
Now this guy here was on Classic Restos about 8 years ago. His car and his caravan, well, need we say more? We just have to revisit it again. How are you, Alex?
I'm good, Fletch. How are you?
Good. Great to see you again.
Ben, good to see you as well.
And I still see you. You dress in theme. I mean, have a look at you. You know.
Well, you know, my motto is, if you're going to put on a show, you better put on a show.
There you go. And boy, we have a showstopper here. 59 Chev, not only an incredible looking car, but the attention to detail out the back with the caravan and the way you've got that decked out. We'll talk about that in a moment. Firstly, though, the car. It still looks incredible after all these years.
Well, it's testament to the quality of the work that was put into it when she was restored. It's been back on the road 9 years now this month, October, and I've done about 20,000 miles, and as you say, it looks as good as the day it came back on the road.
It's a testament to restorations when they're done correctly. You can just get so many years of trouble-free motoring. All you do is oil changes and put the fuel in and off you go.
Exactly. And the only thing we've had to do to this car over the last 9 years, we've added a little bit more power to the motor so she could tow the caravan a little easier.
So originally a 283, right?
Yep, 283, 4.7 litre, but slow and lazy, not enough really get up and go, and I need a little bit more guts to tow the caravan.
Isn't it amazing? A little more guts. Yet this car in 1959 would have probably been, well, technically one of the quickest cars that you could have bought on the market, and if you were wealthy enough to have it here in New Zealand.
It probably was, but today you needed to go a little bit faster.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, I have to say this. I mean, there's a lot of drivers out there, a lot of modern day cars that, well, some people are good at taking their time, some aren't, so we'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that, and please ask them to stay in the left lane.
Okay, now Alex, the bling on this car, I mean, it's the colour. It is sensational, contrasting beautifully with the stainless. I've got a lot of time for the early Chevs. To think that they were the base model line in the chain of General Motors, yet there were so many Chevs, these Impalas, the SSs, they were so opulent with their bright work.
Indeed they were. Impala was the top of the line Chevy in 59, started in 58. The two-door hardtop coupe was second from the top, bettered only by the convertible, which I wish I could only afford. But yeah, you know, it's redone in an original factory combination of colours with a little 21st century twist on it, and I think it is the colour combination that attracts so many people to it because it is so different.
Alex, the interior, what do we say about that?
Factory standard, that's how it came.
Yeah. Can you believe this? We've got to remind ourselves here, we're going back to 1959. That's a long time ago, and we're seeing this product in front of us. Look, this is obvious. All of these cars, they're made out of unobtainium. We're not going to get them anymore. Correct. They're never going to be built again. So to see them here like this is really something.
Well, as you know, a lot of us say, all we're doing really is preserving the cars for the next generation.
Yes. Now these cars too, obviously, they were advanced too in their time. I mean, there was a lot of technology that went into these cars in 1959. I mean, 4-coil suspension for a start.
Yep, true. X-frames on these particular cars, 59 through 64, not the greatest idea from GM, but it was a style that they had. They brought in the 4-coil suspension, made them super smooth for driving, but still ran a 2-speed power glide gearbox for right up until the 70s.
So they're only interested in leaving the line and then running 1-to-1 in top and being on the freeway. That's all they were worried about.
It's 1 and 2, slow and go.
Okay, now, time for the van out the back. Now, you've done a wonderful job here, obviously, once again, contrasting with the Chev. This is real time warp stuff for you, isn't it, Alex?
It is indeed. You know, we'd had the Chevy on the road for a few years, and it was time to renew, refresh, and get a little bit more excitement out of it. And the whole caravan scene had started coming alive, and I thought, I think I want one of those. Now I need to find one. Yep. So eventually we found one and did it up, and I said, well, there's only one thing to do, and that's to make it look exactly like the car.
Absolutely. And getting back to what you said too with the 406 cubes up front, the 6.6 litre engine, don't tell me you've got a problem now with pulling the van.
No, I've got 450 horses jumping around under that bonnet. She's pretty good.
How cool is that? Now, do you belong to a club, Alex?
Yep, belong to the American Muscle Car Club and the American Classic Car Club, both out of Auckland.
That's awesome. And on that note, if you have anything to do with a car club, or particularly in Australia, make sure it's listed with the Shannons Club, because it's there for the world to see. It's a great website, and there's lots of car clubs there where you can search for car clubs and list your own as well. Alex, great to catch up again. It's marvellous, mate. You haven't changed one bit in all those years.
Fletch, neither of you. In fact, you're looking better every day.
Oh, thanks, mate. Geez, these blokes, they know how to get interviews, don't they? Yeah. Thanks, buddy.
Cheers, mate.
And with me now, the lady that we blame, the events coordinator, Sarah Matafeo Ross. How are you?
Good, thank you, Fletch.
That's good. Thanks for having me back.
Oh, you're welcome. We love having you here.
Thank you very much. Huge show for 2017. Over 400 cars.
Absolutely, and it's our 10th anniversary as well, so it was definitely a good numbers for our anniversary year.
How good is it for the town, though?
It's so good. I mean, it puts us on the map. It introduces Te Aroha to people that have never heard of it before, brings them here, and it gives them a reason to come back, because we actually do have a lot to do here.
Yeah, absolutely. Just pronounce the town again for me.
It's Te Aroha.
Yeah, that's what I thought, yeah. I can't believe the variety that turned up today. So many cars. Yeah. I say this a lot on Classic Restos. You do an episode, it's a toe in the water for the amount of interviews that can fit into a show. But at least it shows and gives an idea of what it's like for Whittaker Street to be blocked off totally for the day.
Absolutely.
And just to be full of vehicles and people.
Oh, fantastic. It's just a buzz. It's just when you look at the down the street and you can't see the road, all it is cars and people and bikes, and it's just fantastic.
Now, from the economy aspect for the town, how good is this? So many people lining the streets, the businesses had their doors open. Doesn't get much better than that.
It really doesn't. It is the single biggest day and event that we have in Te Aroha, so they do have to make hay while the sun shines, as the saying goes. It definitely helps the economy and even long term as well. So there's people that obviously do well on the day, but there's people that do well after that, because they'll come back to town and they'll come back and spend accommodation, food. Yep. We even had a couple that came back and bought a house here, Fletch.
Wow. That'd be nice.
It would be.
Yeah, it'd be nice to buy a farm here somewhere.
Yeah, well, that would be good too.
Now, Sarah, in terms of distances, how far do people travel to get here?
Well, they travel quite far and wide. So we've got Whangarei, we've got Palmerston North, we've got Tauranga, Auckland, obviously, Rotorua, Hastings, Napier. They come from all over. It's just incredible.
All those names of those towns. I'd love to have a go at pronouncing some of those.
I'm sure you will later, Fletch.
Yeah, just between you and me and no one else, I reckon I'm getting a little bit good at pronouncing some of the towns.
I think you are too.
Now, Sarah, what's this I hear? We've got the 10th anniversary, but 2017, it's your last year as the events coordinator. What's happening?
That's right, Fletch. Well, basically, life changes and gets busy. So when I first started the event, I wasn't quite as busy, and I'm juggling quite a few balls in the air at the moment. So one of them's got to go. I've loved every minute of it, but it has been a hard 5 years, or busy 5 years. It's not hard, busy. And it's just time for someone else to come in and take over. And the Business Association took the event on, and they are definitely going to carry it on for next year. So all we have to do now is find another coordinator.
You have some wonderful runs on the board. Congratulations on those big 5 years. And just in ending on that, what can we expect for 2018 here?
I think definitely more of the same, and I think what would be great is with the new person coming in would maybe come up with some new ideas. There's an adage, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, but I think you can add to it.
Well, all I know is that it's increasing every year. I mean, I wasn't here in 16. We had a jump year that year, but wow. It's also very healthy because a lot of car shows and events are showing the same signs. They're going up in numbers, and that's what we all want.
Absolutely, that's what we do want, and everyone loves it, and it's always a good day out, so yeah.
All right, now Sarah, been wonderful catching up with you. The 2017 Te Aroha Cruise In, and it's marvellous catching up. Thank you very, very much once again.
Thanks for coming, Fletch. It's great having you here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, we've had some weather close in on us here this afternoon, but it's going to take more than some rain to dampen the enthusiasm of this year's incredible event, the 2017 Te Aroha Cruise In. As I say at the end of every week's episode of Classic Restos, no matter where you're watching from, please ride and drive safe. I'm Fletch, signing off from New Zealand, and I thank you very much for watching. You can like and follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/Classic Restos TV and watch catch-up episodes at shannons.com.au. Classic Restos, proudly brought to you by Shannons Insurance, Hare and Forbes Machinery House, Ryco Filters, Evans Waterless Coolants and Pace Farm.